Hi, my name is Sruti. I'm an author and spiritual teacher who discusses my experience of awakening in chronic pain. I also discuss how pain can lead to a process in which, if we don't use pain to look inside of ourselves and find the true source of who we are, we externalize that blame outward onto others, making others into the object of our blame, objectifying them, and in the case of women, making them subject to sexual violence and rape. This cycle can be reversed by dealing with pain differently, and that is what I discuss in my writing. I am a much better writer than I am a speaker, which is why I push reading the book so much. It makes so much more sense than what I can say in words. And it details a process in which pain acts as an eraser in our lives, erasing away the false layers of who we are, like the mind, our feelings, our body. Even consciousness itself can fail us. But we who know the failing consciousness, we who see but cannot be seen, that is the source of who we truly are. The unknowable one that is the same inside each of us, every person, and behind everyone's eyes. From here, we are all equal, men and women, and all colors, and all races, and all orientations. We are all equally holy, and we all deserve to be loved. Everything I've outlined in my previous videos has been to bring greater love into our lives. Remember that just because we've had a faulty relationship with pain, especially men, doesn't mean that we hate men. It means that we're trying to undo a harmful system called patriarchy and rewire the relationships between men and women so that men no longer use pain to blame women for their problems, but instead look inside of themselves. Remember also that pain is not something that we have been taught to tough it out or ignore or simply struggle through in our lives. Pain is a signal that something needs to be looked at and something needs to be changed. The biggest thing is to find the source of who you are. Pain always serves as a tool to find the source of God within you. Pain is also a signal to make changes. Pain will guide you to see what is not working in your life and what needs to be shifted or altered so that your life is happier, easier, and less painful. I've seen from my experience with pain that we didn't come here to experience pain necessarily. We came here to experience joy and love, and pain is sometimes a fated teacher that shows up in our lives for a short period of time. Much of the pain in our lives is man-made, literally man-made, made from men's reaction to pain that has not been dealt with or is unhealed. This is externalized outward, as I've said, creating a mountain of unnecessary pain that unfortunately we all have had to deal with. In the case of women, it is also possible that pain has been used to blame ourselves. And this is where women can change the cycle. We can refuse to be blamed either by ourselves or others, and remember that we are okay as we are. It's okay to be authentic, and it's okay to rest as who we truly are. Don't allow men to use you as a pleasure-seeking sex object. This is often what happens when women are objectified and pain is ignored. Instead of women acting as the guides that we are to help find ourselves in times of pain, women have been made to act as a kind of sedative, a pleasure-seeking drug that can be used to avoid pain and therefore perpetuate this negative, violent cycle. Don't believe that challenging this cycle is something negative. Don't believe that it's insane. Don't be gaslighted. Don't believe anything that comes at you that feels aggressive or mean. None of this is meant to be harmful. All of this comes from a place of love. No one is harmed in this process. In fact, many people become unharmed and begin to heal from the trauma of this very dangerous, hierarchical, objectified system we call patriarchy. At this moment in time, I believe that what we truly need is leadership from a Black woman president. Black women, often the lowest rung on the ladder of hierarchy, need to be put at the top. They have the strength, the knowledge, and the vision to make this a better world, a more equitable world, and just by being themselves, a world in which we become more equal and more able to see ourselves in the eyes of others. There is a little problem that the men closest to us tend to behave much less in this manner. They blame less, although they still do, and tend to be able to treat the women they know well as human beings. And this becomes confusing because then when they go out in the world, they still don't see the rest of women as equal, human, or holy. This can be confusing for women who are trying to see if this oppression applies to their lives. And I can guarantee you that we are all currently under this oppressive system, whether we are aware of it or not. There is no need to be permanently upset. It's okay to feel sad that this happened. I believe it was a mistake that began with the myth of Adam and Eve. Adam being unable to process the knowledge that Eve gained from eating from the tree of life, which was pain, death, illness, etc., and therefore blaming Eve for his problems, making her into an object, and ultimately fueling the energy of rape on this planet. It doesn't have to be this way. It was a mistake that we can correct. We don't need to dwell on it. We just need to stop doing it. So moving forward, like I said, don't allow yourself to be blamed. Try and see where blame is hiding in current systems, in current spiritual traditions, whether they're old or new, and look to see how we can force that change so that we all become what we already are, which is equal, equally conscious, equally holy, equally special in the eyes of God. This is probably one of the last videos I'll make for a little while because I'll be going through 6 months of surgery. But I wanted to end on the note of love, that this message is for love, that I hope it brings greater love, that we can correct our misunderstandings and begin to relate to each other in a more honest and equitable way. Also, this election is so important to make the right choice. Make the choice to move forward. Make the choice to vote for someone who is at the bottom rungs of society rather than already at the top, and see what happens when we choose to create a new world together. Thank you.